start a little bit of this day. I think it's going to be raining, so I'm not going to need my sunglasses this morning. And this is my medicine, which I've already taken. Let's get to going. Salute, folks. It's your boy, the insurance junkie, your fiduciary fella, the all-star advisor Alonzo Hall, your social media insurance broker, and I've returned today to whap and tap on your head with another ADH Wealth Solution article. Today I'll be reading an article from Yahoo Finance entitled "The SEC is Taking a Hostile Approach to Crypto." So, ladies and gentlemen, make sure that you hit that like, drop a comment, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you're made aware every time I release new content. And as always, share, share, share. Lastly, growth or to schedule an appointment with a licensed financial professional. The links are in the description of this video. So as we proceed to give you what you need, so a lot of people get into crypto thinking that it's going to be off grid, which is stupid as fuck. Crypto right now, if it's going to be CBDC, meaning central bank digital currency, you've already missed the wave. So all you niggas in the hood who are just now getting into crypto is like you just now getting into selling cocaine. That shit had been done fucking 20, 40 years ago, right? Now that you niggas is getting into it, the ball has done shipped. Right? It's kind of going to benefit from things like crypto. But most people are not, especially because now that it's CBDC, meaning central bank digital currency, that means that it is regulated. And if it's regulated, then all the benefits, all that utility and all that specialness is gone. Because what happens is the reality is the aspect of it that would have made you guys any money was the basically just the getting in early. So now that people aren't there early, there's really no benefit for you being into crypto, or not no benefit, but there's no advantage. You're not first to the party anymore. So because you're not first to the party or early on in the game, it doesn't particularly help you to you know what? What's the name? What's going on, Chief? And have my I'll walk the long way. Why not? So what happens is it doesn't particularly help you when the currency is now completely regulated. What's going on, Chief? So what happens is, again, it's like being late to the party, right? And so everybody who's really now on the crypto wave, likely in the last 10 years, has been late to the party, right? And the thing about it is something new to people all the time, because it may be old to me but new to you. That's what happens with like a lot of your entertainers and stuff too, right? They put out music and it be the hottest new song. Dude wrote that song when he was 16. He 30 now, but you never heard it over the last 14 years. So now he can finally put it out and have you guys be excited by it. That's pretty much the long and short of it, right? That's pretty much how that ends up working. So what do you do to kind of get around that or get past that, right? And it's kind of the same thing with, again, a lot of you guys getting into crypto. Crypto is useless, right? For now. Now, here's the thing as well. Crypto itself is useless, but digital currency is not. So what do I mean? Well, we've been using digital currency since the 1970s. What do I mean by digital currency since the 1970s? Well, when we switched from writing checks to debit and credit cards, because credit cards are fairly new too. So that's why you have so many people who are skeeved out on things like crypto, because it's fairly new, right? Just like credit cards are really fairly new. So it's difficult for people to completely embrace crypto, right? I personally, I don't route with crypto myself, but again, I understand the reality is it likely is the wave of the future, and it likely will be a currency that's used once we get everything fully set up and running with things like regulation. So once they start regulating everything, you're going to start seeing how uh, like I said, crypto will be, have some kind of usage case, but it won't be exactly what you think. You're not going to get rich off of crypto. All it's going to be is it's going to change. It's literally a conversion rate. So what you'll see is like the same difference as if you were to travel overseas and convert your money from one currency to the next. Now, you guys know I got to roll up my blunt because, I do these smoking talks with y'all. But while I'm at it, let me turn on my car. Turn on the light. Actually, I'll close the sunroof for now.
And what the average time horizon is?
1 second.
Which is 20 years. What is a...
My music was playing. So, it says here, SEC takes a hostile approach to crypto, says the Robinhood CEO. So Robinhood Markets recently received a Wells notice from the Securities and Exchange Commission. About an alleged violation of registrations as a security broker and transfer agent. So again, remember what I tell you, your average American who's buying stocks from Acorn, Stash Invest, Robinhood, even if you're buying from Vanguard, Fidelity, Charles Schwab, unless you're spending a certain amount, you're actually not trading or transferring. According to the SEC, the Security and Exchange Commission, according to FINRA, the Financial Industry Regulatory Authority. So that's why companies like Robinhood, who had the regular Americans thinking they're investing in stock, and what they're actually doing is buying their fractions of shares from Robinhood. Robinhood bought a whole share, came out to the public and said, hey, I'll give you a piece. It's like if I went to Junior's Cheesecake in Brooklyn, New York, bought a whole cheesecake, and then instead of charging you guys what Junior's charges, because they charge, like $12 for a slice of cheesecake, just a slice, I instead say, listen, I bought this whole cheesecake from Junior's. I'm going to cut it into slices. I know you can't afford a full slice, but I'm going to let you buy forkfuls of this Junior's cheesecake. Well, you're no longer buying that Junior's cheesecake from Junior's. You're buying that Junior's cheesecake from me, and I'm selling you forkfuls of a slice because you can't afford a whole slice. Junior's, if you go to Junior's and say, hey, can I buy a forkful of a slice? They're going to tell you, get the fuck out their face, because they only sell the slices or the whole cheesecake. So it's the same thing when you're buying stocks from Acorn, Robinhood, Stash, all these online things. I do love my little custom sunglass holder. I had to pay extra for that. And I'm laughing. My brother-in-law was like, see, you one of them Negroes that'll do that type of shit, huh? I was like, what? He's like, you'll pay fucking $800 extra to have a little Benz emblem in your Benz that nobody's gonna see. Yes, I will. Right? We gotta stop this BS where average Americans think rich people don't do shit. Rich people spend money way more frivolously than the average American because they have it to do so. And so they'll do things like spend $800 on a sunglass holder that has a Mercedes-Benz logo in their Benz. Right? And that nobody's going to see. So nobody would know, and they'd be like, oh, rich people don't do that. It's just like having a custom blazer. Nobody sees the name brand on this. What is this? right? And this isn't even a heavy name brand. So it says the SEC sent an alleged violation of registration as a securities and broker transfer agent. The trading platform disclosed it was sent investigative subpoenas concerning cryptocurrencies, listings, and custody. Robinhood CEO Vlad Tenev joins Yahoo Finance Executive Board editor Brian Sazi to discuss the SEC concerns with Robinhood's cryptocurrency arm and the state of regulation towards digital currencies. Tenev outlines the story with the SEC so far. We've been trying to work with the SEC in good faith to register a special purpose broker-dealer to trade crypto assets. Obviously, that process was not reciprocated, and that's unfortunate. We do believe we have the most compliant and safest crypto platform out there for customers. So they believe they have the best platform out there for customers. We're, as you probably know, extremely selective about the coins we offer on the platform. They go through a rigorous vetting process, so it appears that the SEC is taking a hostile posture towards the crypto industry in general in the U.S. I wonder why the Securities and Exchange Commission, a regulator of money, and the SEC is there to regulate money rules, and actually protect the consumers. Prime example, things like the J. Morrison Tulsa Real Estate Fund, Cesar Pena and DJ Envy, Wall Street Trapper, Bernie Madoff, the Long Island Bernie Madoff. These are white guys, since, especially you black folks, you blacks like to get sensitive when black folks like me point out the grifters in our community as if the black folk aren't preying on the black folk. It's proximity crime, because often they can't appeal to a different audience. Now, yes, are there some people who are white who went with Jay Morrison and who are not black who went with Jay Morrison? Absolutely. But for the majority, his investors were unsophisticated black people. And so what happens is, especially as a licensed black professional, I see all these unlicensed black people out here, and it makes it difficult, right? Because now when I try to go into the realm of business, it's hard to get taken seriously, because so many people are thinking in the back of their head, is this guy another one of those black scammers who's going to scam me out of everything? Because it seems to be like every time we turn around, the black people are always scamming. Not that there aren't scammers. Raj Ratnam is an Indian scammer. Martha Stewart is a white scammer. So I'm not saying that there aren't people who are of certain races and such who scam. Spencer Cornelia and CoffeeZilla do a great job of pointing out those scammers. But also in the black community, we have this hypersensitivity where if you're not black, oh my God, you're racist because you said something about black people. When the reality is they're pointing out an observation, right? But of course, like I said, sensitive folk. Now, you also have to realize something. I'm a salesperson, so I'm far from sensitive. I have to have a thick skin. How often do you think I call people and deal with people who filled out a whole application? I want life insurance. I call them, hi, is this John? No, you have the wrong number. This isn't John Smith, date of birth January 1st, 1975, with a daughter named Flora and a blood type of B positive. Your last four of your social security is 1234. Nah, anybody could have got that information. Click. Stupid as shit. Anyway, back to the article. So for more expert insights in the latest market, okay. On the recording, on the trading front, they did a video transcript. Okay, I'm not going to read this transcript. What I am going to do is I am going to put this article in the chat and let you guys read it yourself, because I don't feel like going on too much of a rant. I do have a second article I want to share with y'all. I got to pull up. But first, I'm going to put this link in the chat so that you guys can read the article. I think that, and I do apologize for that, because I used to put a lot of articles out and never put the the links in the chat for people to follow the article. And I do like to have uh, the links in the article, or the links to the article in the chat. I think it kind of just makes sense that way. Give me 1 second here. I hate the speed that my tablet goes sometimes. Here we go. Put this in the chat for y'all. Oh, I gotta share it. Let me go back here. Share. Copy. Alright, so now that that is in the chat for you guys, give me 1 second. Let me just pull up this second article really quick. Alright. So this article, Flawless, what's going on, Dr. Mark? So this article, oh, hold on, let me. What's going on, Dr. Mark? This article, Flawless, what's going on, Dr. Mark? Yeah, I'm sorry, I had to close that out. I was watching it as well. Shout out to Cherie from Black Women Making Money. If you guys aren't subscribed to her channel, Black Women Making Money, I suggest y'all go over there, especially as brothers. But this is another article on estates and wills. Should you set up a revocable or an irrevocable trust, right? So I want to go through this really quick too. So estate planning is critical to preserving generational wealth for many families. A living trust can streamline the process of transferring wealth after you die by eliminating probate and minimizing estate taxes. Many people think a revocable or irrevocable trust only benefits wealthy individuals and families, but that's not true. Trusts are for the middle class too. California-based estate planning and asset planning protection attorney Brittany Cohen says in a TikTok video. So what is a living trust? A living trust is a legal document you create before you die to hold your assets. When you die, the trust designates how your assets will be distributed. You will designate a trustee who will be responsible for ensuring assets are distributed according to your wishes, much like the executrix or executor of a will. Every trust has several parties involved. The grantor, and I'm going to put this article in the chat as well, because I want you guys to start clicking on these and reading them. Ironically enough, I had a buddy who was like, just read articles because most Americans don't read. You'll make a lot of YouTube business off of it. The person who establishes the trust is the grantor. The beneficiary is the party who receives the assets of the trust upon the grantor's death. The trustee is the person who ensures the terms of the trust are followed, and the successor trustee is a second person who can take over for the trustee if the trustee is incapable of fulfilling his or her duties or has died. So there are two kinds of living trust. Revocable, meaning nobody needs to sign for you to make changes, or irrevocable, meaning someone needs to sign for you to make changes. Let's look at the differences between the two. So revocable versus irrevocable trust. Revocable trust, as the name implies, can be altered or canceled by the creator or the grantor of the trust at any time up until the person's death. The grantor can transfer assets into and out of the trust, modify the terms of the trust, and change the trustee, successor trustee, and beneficiaries at any time. The grantor, you can also designate someone else to control and manage the trust should you become physically or mentally incapable of doing so. Upon the grantor's death, a revocable trust becomes irrevocable and cannot be changed by the trustee or any other party. Irrevocable trusts cannot be changed easily by any party, including the grantor. You can't cancel the trust or remove funds from it. You also can't change the trustee, successor trustee, or beneficiaries. You can, however, add assets to an irrevocable trust. So again, a revocable trust, you can change things. Usually you don't need to sign to make those changes. An irrevocable trust, you cannot make those changes unless the people, the grantor and the beneficiaries usually sign off. In some cases, an irrevocable trust can help protect the assets in your estate as well as the assets of your heirs. Both irrevocable trust and revocable trust can also help you avoid probate, which is necessary when assets are inherited through a will. When you're considering a revocable versus irrevocable trust, what do you need to know? Which one is better for most people? Most people are probably going to like a revocable trust, unless you have, a substantial amount of assets and you're trying to create a true family trust where you want everybody to get life insurance and pour the assets into it, so you have true infinite bank, so you don't ever have to go to the bank for anything. Your son needs to go to college fund out of the family trust. Everybody paid for it, the whole family. You got 17 daughters who need a car. 17 cars are bought out of the family trust because everybody paid for it, the whole family. Every time somebody dies, they put $1 million, $2 million, $10 million back in the family trust, right? Because we have life insurance on everybody in an ILIT, irrevocable life insurance trust. So everybody's got life insurance on everybody, and when everybody dies, the life insurance goes into the pot. So as people get older, hey, baby Sally needs to go to college. That's gonna be $500,000. Oh yeah, we got it in the family trust. Just go ask Uncle John, the trustee, if you can get the $500,000 for college. How do we know it's gonna get put back into the pot? Because one day, Sally's dad is gonna die. He's already 62. He's got what? Maybe another. Let's say he's got another 40 years and he dies at 102. He's still going to leave an additional $10 million out of that life insurance. So, the advantages in most situations, a revocable trust is better because most people want the ability to move their assets around and spend their money as desired. A living revocable trust provides this advantage. A revocable trust also allows you the freedom to change your mind about the trustees and beneficiaries. So this is where you'll hear people writing people out of their will. They have a revocable trust. You can't write your son who's a crackhead. You can't write Hunter Biden out of your will right now because it's irrevocable. So Hunter Biden's in the will from day one till the day you die. Now, a revocable will, you can be like, Hunter, you're on crack and you're ruining my presidential candidacy. I'm writing you out of the will unless you go to rehab. Right? That's the difference between revocable and irrevocable. So the advantages of an irrevocable trust. Certain situations may call for an irrevocable trust, however. Understanding the advantages of an irrevocable trust can help you make the right decision. An irrevocable trust takes away your control of your assets, but if you have money or property that you plan to hold on to, specifically for your heirs, an irrevocable trust can help to protect those assets. An irrevocable trust removes assets from your estate, which means your heirs won't pay estate taxes on it. APTV, what it do? An irrevocable trust can also protect the beneficiary's inheritance from collections or creditors. Money in an irrevocable trust does not have to be used to pay debts. APTV, let me get you a wrench, Brody. Also, shout out to PNC Bank and shout out to my man Rael. Rael 6 months ago sent me a commercial that's finally on TV about PNC Bank. And PNC Bank is like, boring is where it's at. You want to deal with the boring stuff because boring stuff is where it's at. Here's what's funny. Years ago, I told Rael, I was like, yo, I don't go live and stuff, because this insurance stuff is boring. He was like, yeah, not really, bro. How the fuck you gonna say this insurance stuff is boring? Let me ask you, when these motherfuckers come and get these checks from this insurance stuff, do you think these big checks that they get, they don't say them big checks are boring? I said, no. He said, let me ask you one more thing. Insurance, it's consistent, right? Yeah. He said, what does consistency imply when you're talking about money? I said, that is going to remain there and that is going to stay float. He said, consistency to me ain't boring. Consistency to grown-ass men ain't boring. Consistency to men with power who have money, who are men of means, ain't boring. Consistency, that boring shit is where the money's at. Vape King, salute. I don't know where you came from, but I'm giving you a moderator wrench. So sometimes that boring stuff is the wave. So finally, when a Medicaid beneficiary dies, often their estate will be used to repay expenses covered by Medicaid. including nursing facilities, home care services, hospital stays and services, and the cost of prescription drugs. Funds held in an irrevocable trust cannot be used for this purpose. So that's one of the things that, and let me make sure to put this article in the chat as well. But that's one of the things that kills a lot of people's wealth is they don't have this thing called long-term care insurance. So when they get older, they have to use Medicare and Medicaid. And then what happens is the state wants you destitute. So you have to give up all your assets. Well, one great way and one way that a lot of wealthy people will do is 5 years before, when Bill Gates' children see he's starting to get dementia, they're going to start transferring all his stuff into a trust. So 5 years down the line, when he's fully dementia and has to go on Medicaid and they don't have to pay out of pocket for his nursing facilities, he can be destitute and have no assets. Now that he has no assets, the state will pay for all of his medical stuff. But then his kids will get all his assets. Okay? So yeah, funds in an irrevocable trust cannot be used for this purpose. So final note, if you want to maintain control of your assets until you die, but keep your assets out of probate upon your death, a revocable trust might be the best answer. Revocable trusts are not just for wealthy individuals, but for anyone who will be leaving assets to their children or other heirs. Financial expert Dave Ramsey has said that if you hate the people in your family, leave unclear instructions regarding your death and no will. Now, I don't agree with Dave Ramsey on a lot of stuff, mainly on his stuff about insurance. He's actually pretty good in terms of getting you out of debt, but in terms of building wealth, he's not that good. He has you reach a glass ceiling. But he is telling the truth. If you really want to say, I curse, spit, and listen to gangster rap, right? I am unorthodox. And the reason I curse, spit, and listen to gangster rap is the exact same reason Gary Vanderchuk curses, spits, and listens to gangster rap, right? Because you can say, do you care about your family, right? If you don't care about your family, then leave unclear instructions when you die and don't leave a will, right? It doesn't hit the same as a sentence enhancement. If you don't give a fuck about your family, then die without a will and with unclear instructions on what you want. What's up, K Business Podcast? Now, what gets the message clearer through? Oh, if you really don't care about your family, then do this. You're gonna be like, I know I really care about my family. You know what? Here's the thing. If you die without a will and you die without the proper instructions, straight up you're saying you don't give a fuck about your family. That kind of hits a little bit harder. That's why I use those sentence enhancements. Also, the fact, like I said, an F-bomb slipped up here or there, yeah, that's offensive. It's unprofessional. But what's more offensive and what's worse and what's more unprofessional? Me dropping an F-bomb or the conditions that many people leave their family in without life insurance, without a will? Let's look at people like Chadwick Boseman, a rich individual who died without a will. So now he said, fuck my family. I am the Black Panther, King of Wakanda. Fuck my family. Fuck my generation. Fuck my ancestors. That's what he said. And he died without a will. Because of that, the state was able to get $1.5 million of his money to make the decision of who got what of his stuff. So the state said, well, you didn't leave clear instructions as to who gets what. So here's what we're going to do, Chadwick Boseman, the Black Panther, King of Wakanda. We're going to go ahead and say, we want your mom to get $1.1 million, and we want your wife to get $1.1 million. But because of that, we're going to take $1.5 million of your money that could have went to your wife and mom or kids, or it could have went to the Free Wakanda charity, or whatever it is that you wanted. Right? So anyway, financial expert Dave Ramsey says that if you hate people in your family, leave unclear instructions regarding your death and no will. However, Cohen pointed out that a will won't help your loved ones avoid probate. A living trust can simplify the transfer of assets after your death. It's whether you want them to have to go to court or whether you want it to all be laid out very easy for them to take ownership, she said in a TikTok video reported from MoneyWise.com. So let me share this with you guys. Give me 1 second here. Copy. Pull this up. I'm going to share this with you guys, and then I'm going to get out of here. I'm also going to show you guys a video. I'm going to do a video for you guys talking about a real credit hack using life insurance, because people don't know this stuff. Oh, shoot. So, because people do a video for you guys talk about because people don't know this stuff, they don't you can get a house with your life insurance, but how many mortgage loan originators know that? Not many. So it's even hard to partner with a mortgage loan originator to teach the people, hey, you can get a mortgage, you can obtain a mortgage with your life insurance. If I was to call a client of mine right now, I might pull him up on WhatsApp just so I could call him up and say, hey, client, in real time, can you tell these folks what we're doing? But I'm not going to do that. But anyway, hold on. Yeah, so, that's going to be it for today, folks. Make sure you hit that like, drop a comment, subscribe, and hit that. How you, baby? Nah. This is my regular Degler, man. I had this for about a year. I'm trying to get some. I want to get it. I'm not going to get a new one until 2026. Because this is 16, so, it's only 8 years old, man. Decent. I ain't even got 100,000 miles on it yet. So, 83,000. No doubt, bro. I'm a holler. So, no, he was talking about the Benz. He was like, oh, man, that shit look good. You gonna get a new one? I said, no. He's like, this your new whip? I said, no, I had this for about a year. I ain't getting a new one until 2026. Because this is a 2016, I actually want to get a 2006 E-Class as well. I have been bit with Prince Pierre, salute. I have been bit with the Mercedes bug. So, I like the E-Class. And I'll definitely be getting, I'm going to get a 2006 Mercedes E-Class because I have a 2016. So, people are like, oh, man, keep it low mileage from when you trade it in. This is my first Benz. I'm never trading in my first Benz. Right? I'm keeping this. So, I'll have a house and, I'll probably pass this down. This will be that, 200,000 mile. Well, 200,000. I'm saying it like I'm rich people, right? Like a 200,000 mile car is not something that average Americans drive every day. I'm far from rich. I showed you guys my paycheck. It was only like $174,000 last year, which is not a lot of money. And mind you, I work on 100% commission. So it's hard as shit to get to $174,000, right? Because it's not like I can go to work, and even if I go to work and put in 12 hours, there's no guarantee that I get paid off of the work that I put in. So that's why 100% commission is very difficult. If a person makes $20,000 off 100% commission, you got to realize they had to get up every day and find work to do, create people to see, then go see the people, then go close the people and get their money. But at any rate, ladies and gentlemen, it's your boy, the insurance junkie, your fiduciary fella, the all-star advisor, Alonzo Hall, and I've just whapped and tapped on your head with another ADH Wealth Solution article. Make sure you hit that like, drop a comment, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you're made aware every time I release new content. And as always, share. Lastly, to contribute to channel growth or to schedule an appointment with a licensed financial professional, the links are in the description of this video. With that being said, ladies and gentlemen, wipe ass, work in progress every day and see success. Wipe ass, work in progress every day and see success. Wipe ass, work in progress every day and see success. And remember, folks, when people challenge you, they don't challenge you to challenge you, but they challenge you to challenge you. Accept the challenge. Salute.